Earlier you mentioned the silent service.
Pardon?
Earlier you mentioned the silent service.
Oh, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Well, submarines were stealth vessels, and we try to keep it that way. And even on the surface, they were hard to detect. And if you were broadside to the enemy, of course they would see the whole length of the boat. But if you were perpendicular, all they saw was almost a straight line. And that was about the extent of the submarine service. We wanted to get in very quietly and get out very quietly. But in between, we like to make a lot of noise.
Is there any particular patrol that stands out in your mind?
Yes. The 9th Patrol, we went into the Sea of Japan. There were 9 boats that went in on 3 different days, and we had an assigned area, and we couldn't break silence until we got to that area. We couldn't fire any torpedoes till we got to the area. And the Sea of Japan was nicknamed the Emperor's Bathtub. And it was toward the end of the war, and we had pretty well cleaned up the Pacific Ocean, and we were looking for something for. And we were in there, about maybe 10 days or so. And we lost a boat in there. The Bowfin was destroyed. And we went in through the southern part of the sea, the Sea of Japan, and exited in the northern Listreux Straits, they were called. And we went out on the surface. And it was a bright moonlit night. And as we were going out, a Russian freighter was coming in. But there was no conflict between us, and we continued. And there was one criterion: we couldn't break silence until we got to Midway. And our captain adhered to that order. And the tragic part about it was his brother was in the Pentagon, and he hadn't heard from us, and he thought we were lost. But when we got to Midway, everything was cleared up. So, but it was that was a real patrol, and going in, we went through minefields. They had mines set at 3, 10, and 13 depths. And on the way in, we picked up a chain of a minefield, and it scraped from the bow to the aft of the boat. And that was rather tenuous, because we didn't want to get hung up with that mine. That we made it through, and it took about 17 hours to do that. And we were running out of oxygen, but we got through.